Estoy completamente loco. Estoy completamente loco. Hey guys, what's up? It's a Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums. And today, for my second review of the day, I would be doing a quick album review on the new Tainy album, Data. Yes. So, yeah, Tainy is a Puerto Rican producer and particularly specializes in reggaeton. And this is his new album. It climbed the charts of Rate Your Music, and also it has this album cover. There is nothing more Latin American than an anime album cover, which is of an album that is reggaeton. And yeah, here we go. So I'm not particularly a huge fan of reggaeton. There are a few reggaeton tracks that I really, really like, but overall, from what I've seen from a lot of current hip hop and current trap pop, it's been whitewashed and overused and abused to a point where it's not that special or interesting of a genre anymore. But what I love about this new movement is that in the last 3 or 4 years or so, there have been an increased interest in Latin American or South American music, which is amazing because I would hate to see the Billboard charts being dominated by giddy old American pop music. So this is definitely a great direction in music history. But anyways, we have this new album, and this album is thick. It's dense. It's heavy. It's like 19 tracks long. It's almost a whole hour long, and it features a plethora of artists. So naturally, a good chunk of the music on this album, I think, are fats that could have been trimmed. But otherwise, there are also a lot of really well made tracks here and there. The album opener is Obstáculo, which means obstacles, and it is this unapologetic, incredibly dramatic spoken word intro, which leads to Pa Siempre, which features 5 other artists, including Arca, and it's kind of great. The tight, hard hitting trap beat is really good, and then we have the sharp and icy production. Everyone's performances are top notch and they feed off of one another with different styles. The whole track is essentially a very star studded banger. We have the track Fantasma AVC, which has a chunky reggaeton beat that is bassy and thick, but at the same time the track is poppy and accessible. I really like the part of the track near the end where the beat kind of slows down and the entire performance also slows down. The next track, Mojave Ghost, is also pretty good. It's also a very poppy cut, and we also get singing from Bad Bunny. The whole track is very catchy and very fun. I also like the track Me Jodi, which is a moody, futuristic cut. The beat is really, really bouncy, and it is attached to these like shaky percussions that give the beat even more personality. The breathy vocals is really good, and then the song ends off with this string section, which I think is a really nice touch. Overall, I think Mejodi is one of the best tracks on the album. It just sounds so damn futuristic, yet so damn bouncy. Volver is another highlight for me with the constant pounding beats, and surprise, surprise, we have some productions from Skrillex and Fortet, and their production is tight and clickety and very well incorporated into the music. We have some sugary singing on top, which matches with the beat really well, and it's definitely amazing. And it's sung by Raul Alejandro, who also returns on the track Sci-Fi, where his vocals make a comeback on a more club-friendly beat. Again, it has that futuristic edge to it, which I really like, and his singing, while not the best singing ever, I think still really matches with the tone. And the other track that I really like is Paranormal, which is a much slower and moodier track with reverby vocals and production. Maybe a little bit too washed out, but it's still a very catchy track. Now, that is as far as all the tracks I like go. I think the rest of the album is just okay at best. Mañana, for example, is a reggaeton track, but it's super flimsy and it tries really, really hard to be atmospheric and soft, and it doesn't really go over really well. And then you get these pretty standard tracks, pretty standard for reggaeton, and on some tracks it almost sounds like singing, but then Tainy would just slap a reggaeton beat on top. Tracks like Todavia, Buenos Aires, La Baby, and Lo Siento Bibi, which are tracks that I think are just kind of okay. And the album ending, Sacrificio, is an epic, dramatic, sad ending. The Tainy and Co. tries really, really, really hard with the sad, epic pianos and the downtrodden performances. So it didn't really wow me or anything. Did not really do that. So yeah, overall, I think this album is just okay. There are definitely moments that I really like, and overall, I think it's decent. I'm giving the new Tainy album, Data, a strong 6 to a light 7 out of 10. So, have you listened to the new Tainy album? Comments below, let me know. Subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.